Welcome back to World Roundup with me, Jean-Emile Jamin, and we can follow on from that report. We're now debriefing with Lucia Capalozza. She joins us now from Abidjan, Ivory Coast, where she is the project manager of the protection unit for the International Organization for Migration. Lucia, thank you so much for joining us here on France 24. We saw that report, many harrowing tales of migrants who have left Abidjan only to return after many years away, some caught up in Tunisia, others having made it even to mainland Europe. What has your organization found were the main reasons behind people's decision to return home?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for your question and for inviting me. In terms of the main reason for departure from Côte d'Ivoire, based on the interviews that we conduct with the migrants who return back to Côte d'Ivoire, the main reason is related to the search of better economic opportunities. But what is interesting to see is that most of these migrants actually had a job before migrating abroad. Most of them had a job in the informal sector, but they were earning a monthly salary that was very close to or even superior to the minimum salary. So what this tells us as well is that the migration is also related to this myth of Western El Dorado, where people can make easy money, can easily find a job, and provide for the family back home. We live also in an area of social media where this kind of messages and successful stories are easily shared, and people use these examples and want to emulate them to follow this kind of migration journey.
And we heard, sorry, Lucia, we heard from one of the experts there, if I just may interject. He said that it wasn't a case of socio-economic issues or inequality. Mm-hmm. It was that message being given that basically people will move there. They're not, because they're not in a contracted job, and it is that informal sector job, it is seen as somewhat lesser than what you should be getting. And so there's almost a cultural belief system, maybe given by social media, that what they have isn't adequate. How can that be changed? How can that be fixed?
There are different activities that are made by different organizations, including IOM, in terms of raising awareness on not only on the risk of this type of migration, because migration can also offer an opportunity actually for better economic opportunities, but if it's done in a safe, regular way. In the cases of these migrants that we've assisted, all of them have migrated in a regular way and have been then victims also of exploitation, abuse, some forms of physical and psychosocial violence. So it's important to raise awareness also on the social economic opportunities that are available in Côte d'Ivoire. There's often mistrust, prejudice towards some of the local agencies that provide these kind of opportunities. There's a lack of knowledge of opportunities that are actually available here. So it's important to closely collaborate with this local, with the government and the local agencies that provide employment and professional trainings. And of course, it's important also to reinforce the collaboration, for instance, between the educational system and the private sector, to ensure that also the education curriculum actually reflects and corresponds to the demand to what is offered in the professional world in the end.
Lucia, you talk about the economics, and naturally it comes with the psychological issue of those having to return home, even labeled as the cursed. It's a very heavy label to be dealt with when you return home, having given up everything to go and pursue a better life. And a lot of that is from the families of the people who have left themselves. How does an organization like yours go around changing that psychology?
Yeah, as you mentioned, is a very crucial aspect. As I mentioned, they already have already been victims of traumatic experiences, and they come back and they are often rejected or victims of stigmatization and discrimination by their family and communities. The IOM puts like a specific focus and importance on the psychological dimension. Is one of the key dimensions of reintegration that we work on with different organizations, whether it's with the Association of Returning Migrants, so those that have already been assisted in the past, that can provide models and can be mentors for those who come back, because they have already experienced a similar experience, and they can provide advice on how to reintegrate, on the challenges they might face as well when they go back to their families. We also work with the National Program on Mental Health, so with social workers, the psychologists. We have also psychologists and doctors in the organization, and we organize different activities, whether it's individual or group counseling or social education and art therapy, that allow people to share also their experiences, to open up once they return, to share their challenges, and but also the successful stories that they've been able to experience after they return. So psychological and psychosocial assistance is very important for economic successful reintegration as well. So is definitely one of the key priority areas that we focus on at IOM.
Lucia, just a brief follow-up question. 14,000 Ivorians have been assisted by your organization. Some, I have to just say, they say they didn't get the money that they were expecting when they reached the IOM in Algiers versus in Abidjan. But do you expect that number to be increasing, or with Abidjan's economic improvements, maybe it might be decreasing in the future?
So if we look at the numbers since 2017, we see that there has been usually 2,000 people that have been assisted per year by IOM, a slightly decrease actually in 2023. Because there have been also other organizations and government-led operations that have been organized. So the government last year assisted more than 1,500 Ivorians to voluntary return. So I wouldn't necessarily say there will be a decrease in the numbers, but there will definitely be more governmental or joined governmental IOM operations that will be able to assist migrants that are stranded in different countries.
And sorry, just to follow up on that previous question, as part of that, what would you say to those migrants who were promised one amount of money and then received something different in Abidjan?
Yes, unfortunately, and I think it was already mentioned in your report as well. Like, there are different projects under which migrants return that have also different conditions, and they target different people. So unfortunately, it's very difficult to make these differences and to make them understand that they're under different projects, there are different conditions. So the information was clarified once they arrived in Abidjan, and yeah.
And of course, that information will be coming through further. Lucia, thank you so much for just providing that insight. Lucia Capalozza, who's the project manager of the protection unit at the International Organization for Migration in Abidjan. And she was just talking about those migrants who do return after leaving the Ivory Coast. Well, that is it for Reporters Plus. But in just a few minutes, we'll be back for the news on World Roundup.